Today, we're going back to the basics of enterprise threat hunting with Tanium and learn from someone who's been there, done that. Welcome back to GoTanium Tech Talks. I'm your host, Ashley McGlone, and we've got a great show lined up for you today. Matter of fact, this might be a two-part show. We've got so much we want to pack in here for talking about threat response and threat hunting, some essential skills in the world of Tanium. But before we get into that, I want to start off with a couple announcements here real quick. Number one, Converge is already on the calendar for this November, the 14th through the 17th, and this year it's going to be live in Austin, Texas. I hope to see you there. So if you go to converge.tanium.com, you can go ahead and check out the preview. Obviously, we don't have our agenda published yet because we would like you to be on that agenda. On this show, we've talked about Converge several times and how much we enjoy watching what our customers have created with Tanium. So if you would like to speak at Converge, actually, I'll tell you, you really would like to speak at Converge. We would like to see you there. We promise to be a great experience. So if you go to converge.tanium.com, scroll down to where it says Speak at Converge, because we're actively looking for customers who want to come talk at Converge. We'd love to hear what you've made with Tanium. So go check that out. And then also, we have a virtual seminar or virtual lab called Hands-On Hunting. We're going to be talking about some of the pieces of that today. And depending on when you're watching this show, there may or may have already been one of those events. Often we run these in region around the globe. If you can get to a hands-on hunting event, I strongly recommend it. And we also have, for the in-person, but also we have this 4-hour virtual online lab. Go to tanium.com/events and look for hands-on hunting and see if you can find an instance coming up soon in your time zone. All right, those are announcements for the day. Let's get to the fun stuff. Oh, those are fun too, but all right, let's just get to the real stuff. So today's guest is an Eagle Scout who has an eagle eye on malware hunting. He's one of the first 25 employees of Tanium, and we get to learn from his firsthand experience what it's like using Tanium to hunt badness in the enterprise. Well, welcome to the show, Paul Kelly. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Paul.
Ashley, thanks for having me. Yeah, being an early employee at Tanium, I definitely watched a lot of change, and coming back to Tanium has been wonderful, and being able to share my experiences that I've gained from being a customer in the field and having hands-on experience with modules like threat response. So I'm looking forward to sharing just a little bit with everyone today, and again, the next time that we get together.
Well, being one of those earlier employees, like you said, you've watched a lot of change. I'm curious to know from your perspective, and I think our audience would like to hear as well, what are some of the biggest changes you've observed now in these several years of both being at Tanium, using it as a customer, coming back to Tanium? What are some of the biggest things that you've watched change?
So really, it's been watching the platform modules really kind of mature and develop. And all of this innovation has largely been driven by customer need. And I love that our roadmap is largely driven by customer use cases, right? And we've really built this platform that enables our customers to solve a lot of different types of problems and challenges that they have. Things that other vendors really aren't doing. And it really gives you a lot of expanded capability where you can really customize it. And I definitely took advantage of that. We wrote a lot of custom content for the platform to solve a lot of our problems.
Yeah, that's why I came to Tanium too, that custom content, man. I saw this platform that was extensible. I could take my own scripts, run them everywhere in a few seconds, get the results back in a grid, and I never could do that with all of my scripting powers. It was just amazing. But anyway, I know you've got a lot you want to share with our audience. Let's dive straight in. We're going to talk about threat hunting today. Obviously, that's going to be our threat response module, so take us right on in.
Yeah, great. Thanks so much. So we're largely going to focus on threat response today. And if you're not familiar with threat response, this gives you the ability to really scan your entire enterprise and ask questions enterprise-wide and find badness that's really in your environment. And there's different ways that you can do this. You can leverage Intel that's out of the box and signals. You can do integrations with tools like Microsoft, for example, and just Defender alerts. You can write your own IOCs and detect some of these bad things that are going on. And this provides you really with a framework and a workflow where you can go through and detect, investigate, and remediate any of those things that you're finding. So that's what I want to do. I want to spend a little bit of time here just going over some of the alerts today. And the second time that we get together, I actually wanted to focus a little bit more on the enterprise hunting, and then also reviewing some of the data that we can actually capture here with this platform.
Well, that's a great overview. So as a first-time user, I know we have a lot of people that watch this show to see threat response for the first time. So can you orient them to the interface a little bit?
Yeah, so the interface right here, as you can see, this landing page actually kind of gives you a summary view, a situational view of what's going on. And this is a page that a lot of SOC analysts find valuable because they're going to see alerts broken down by endpoint, which, this is going to be the top alerts for the top endpoints over a period of time. It's configurable, but this is showing the last 7 days. And we definitely have one really bad client in here. And then these are bringing really kind of focus to the unresolved ones, right? And what was the source of that? Was it actually signal intelligence? Or since we have a Microsoft Defender integration, was it Defender Intel? And we're going to be focusing a little bit on the latter. And we also break it down by operating system. And I love that this is really platform agnostic, right? So this supports Windows, Linux, Mac, basically anything that you can run the Tanium client on, we have expanded capabilities for. And then lots of other great information alerts over time, showing you your trends, your metrics, the ability to just do a direct connect. And this is actually super handy because you don't have to click through a whole bunch of different pages to get to an asset. You can literally just type in the IP address or the computer name of a host, and it will do a live connection. And this is valuable because it says if you're actually at a command prompt on that asset, you can actually view things like the process tree. You can go through all the file activity, network activity, driver activity. Super, super valuable if you're trying to do an investigation.
I tell you, those remote connection capabilities are just the bee's knees. I mean, that's amazing because I've talked to people who said, yeah, when there's a machine that's been compromised in the environment, we have to go physically find it so that we can begin to do our forensics. But with Tanium, it doesn't matter if they're working from home or where they're located. We can connect live to that machine, and it's really a game changer.
That's right. And sometimes even when they're off the VPN, if you've configured your environment to support internet-facing zone servers, you can still have access to them when they're at home, when they're not on the corporate VPN. Super, super powerful. And it kind of gives you that eagle eye ability. It's a little fun. So this is a view that I want to spend a little bit of time in today because I've found that as a SOC analyst, you spend a lot of time in here working with the alerts, especially the ones that are unresolved. And that is the default filter out of the box, right? So these are the things that we want to bring your attention to. We want you to go through here and really click into the details and understand these, and also look at things such as what Intel triggered this alert. And you can see a lot of different examples in here: Trojan, PowerShell attacks. Some of the sources are Windows Defender, some are process related detections, others which are going to be signal related ones. And there's one that I really want to spend a little bit of time on showing today, and that's going to be this PowerShell detection for Mimikatz. So Mimikatz, many of you are probably familiar with, but it's been around for a long time. Benjamin Delpy originally created this, and it was basically a proof of concept to show Microsoft that their authentication protocols were vulnerable to attack. And it was originally generated for, legitimate reasons, right? But, people started using it for nefarious reasons, using it for the wrong reasons. And that has enabled to a lot of credential stealing and things like that. So you do want to detect it in your environment. Your security team may be authorized to use it. Your pen testers might even be using it. So you want to detect that activity. If you're not detecting it, I think of this more like a modern day iCar detection, right? If you're not detecting it, then you got a problem. You don't have the right security controls in place to detect this. So that's where you want to bring focus back here and write the right type of signal and intel for that, which we're going to cover a little bit more in the second one. And this one, I just want to show you a little bit more of the details about this. This is typically what someone would do here is they would just glance at this, look at the outbound impact, and you'll see another view of it, but really this is actually showing you an impact score. What is the lateral movement potential of this particular threat? And that's 82 users. I mean, that's huge, right? That's 82 assets that it has the ability to impact. So I wanted to go ahead and show you the combined here is actually 8 users, 74 devices. Huge. And the inbound impact isn't great either, 1,034 and 32 assets, right? So that definitely affects the impact here and the criticality of it, right? So that's what you see it designated as a high is really because of that. And that's great insight to have. Otherwise, a lot of people, when you're working in your SIEM and these alerts are getting sent downstream, you may not have that impact indicator, right? You just have an alert that you're responding to, and you really don't know how severe it potentially could be. So that's where you...
I was going to say, you've picked a great example here because Mimikatz is specifically stealing credentials. So if you're an admin user on your machine in IT and you've authenticated in different security contexts on that box, those credentials can be harvested. Even if you're just remoting into another box, you're typing the credentials on that local machine. There's some real exposure there. And so, yeah, we want to find out where Mimikatz is going to grab those creds.
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the things that you're also wanting to probably take interest in is, some of the Active Directory findings, like whether or not this is an Active Directory enabled host. And that can definitely contribute to lateral movement if it is. It absolutely is. And then, have there actually been any failed login counts here, right? Which could actually show initial usage of stolen credentials or an intent to, and maybe they're just not getting it right. So bad logon counts, they're definitely something of interest there. You can look at the last time that someone logged into it, whether or not the host is locked out, because, depending on your GPO configuration, you may have X number of bad logons equal a lockout condition, but this one's not been locked out. You see the total logon count there. And then password policy information right there. Super helpful. There's the account name, can come in handy. You can actually click on any of these things and copy them. It's great. So if you wanted to pivot in here and search on it, search on the host name to pull back additional information, you have the ability to do it. Like here is the user, for example. I just copied him to the clipboard, and here's the process file path for it. So all good stuff. And I also like to copy the, well, you can actually do it right down here. You can scroll through the advanced details and expand this and look at the detection alert details and actually pull the full path. There's a couple places where you can do it. That's one place that you can do it. And then it's also going to be right up here. So I'm going to click right there and copy it.
And I see AMSI in front of that path as well there, telling us that this came from the anti-malware scan interface of Windows, checking for badness in scripts.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, good point and good call out. And the navigation options right here just bring you down to the various sections. So gives you the ability to do a little quick click and jump around as needed. I do want to spend a little bit of time here preparing us for round 2. And part of that is actually going to be marking this in progress, because we're starting work on this. So I want to mark it in progress, so the alert status is updated. So any other analyst that's coming in here to do work on this will know, hey, I own this, I got this, I'm working on it, don't step on my toes, please. And then the next thing that I want to do is I really actually want to download this file. A couple reasons why you want to download it. One is maybe you actually want to submit it to a vendor, a malware vendor. Maybe it's a new variant or version that you haven't seen before, and maybe you actually have other security tools that are not detecting it, and you want to send it to them so they can create a detection for it. You can download the file. You can do that in a secure way. The other thing that we want to do is gather a snapshot, because there can be a lot more going on this host that we don't see here. We haven't drilled down into all the alerts that are being produced on just this one particular host. And there could be things that actually we have detections for down the road, days, weeks down the road, and you can go back in time. I like to think of this as like a black box forensic recorder. It's always recording. It's always writing the activity to local database on the client. And it gives you the ability to go back and review all of those artifacts. And that's super, super powerful, especially as new information becomes available to you.
Now, you just said that we're going to download something to our machine from an infected machine, right?
Yes, I did.
And obviously, anybody who works in this field knows all the security around that. Tell them what they need to know about how do they handle that file once they get it.
Well, one of the things is that I've just queued the action and it completed. And if you go under the tasks here, you can see the response action is the top one right there. And I'm just going to go ahead and expand it. And you can see here, this was the file path and it pulled it down. Now this is just queued, but once it's actually available, you're going to see it show up here under saved evidence. You can see some here for other files that are in here, right? So here's a cred dump, PowerShell one. So this here is where you can download it. Now, I'm going to show you what this looks like. It's a zip file, okay? So as a zip file, no harm. It's not executable at this point, but it gives you the ability then to securely move it to a host, a sandboxed environment where you can then extract it and not affect your system, right? So that's key here is when you download this, just be cognizant of the fact that you don't want to self-extract. You don't want to extract it here unless you're doing it on the host where you are going to be doing that analysis. So going back here into the alerts, and I wanted to show you one more thing here on this one. And you can wrap these fields, but I'm just going to go ahead and click right in here and show you a little bit of the alert view of all the detections here for the Defender Intel for Mimikatz. And boy, it was a lot, 67 alerts over the last 30 days, 17 of them being unresolved. So we've definitely had some analysts that have been here busy doing work, right? And you can see all of the detections. So given it's been going on for a while, that means a couple things. One, we actually probably don't have the right controls in place to prevent this from happening. Or maybe we do and it's blocking and just logging. So things that you definitely have to look into as well. So working on this host here, I want to actually show you one thing, and we'll spend a little bit more time on this next time, but an analyst has the ability to initiate a live connection as if they were actually at this user's console. And this gives you the ability to then do a live investigation, right? So if this is something where it is actively running, you could actually observe the activity in real time here. You can absolutely see the file activity. And you can just quickly filter on and look at things such as the path that I had copied earlier and contains. And so in the file detail view here, you can certainly filter, you can search on file path, etc. If you wanted to also work with this offline, you have the ability to export all of the events here. And it's going to date timestamp it for you. And you can actually give this an incident ID number that you might be working with. You can do that with really any of the information that's in here, including the process details. Now, what are all these little green checkboxes here on the right? Well, these mean that they have actually been validated to be good hashes, right? So this is not a known bad hash. But if you had signal intelligence and you had IOCs that could alert on known bad hashes, those would show up in here as red, for example. And that's a quick way to draw your attention to the things that are bad and just filter out, well, the noise, right? So I'm going to take us back to the alerts here really quick. And again, just want to cover one more thing here, and that is all the different types of Intel views that you can click into. Now, this is just a demo environment. A real world customer environment could have a lot of activity shown here, right? So this is where you, again, want to look at this and base it on, impact and the number of endpoints that are producing the most alerts and just work down through that, or whatever workflow makes sense to your company as well. So Next time, I want to take a couple additional steps here and to investigate and remediate this threat. I want to be able to take action and kill a process or delete a file. So I'm going to spend some time showing you how you do that. And the thing that I really like about this module is you have all the tools and capabilities an analyst needs just within this module. And you can really leverage RBAC to limit the need of having to go outside of the module. So if you're a Tanium user, you know today that you can certainly interact with all of your agents by just using interact and asking questions in plain English here. And you certainly have the ability to continue doing so. But with RBAC, you can actually limit access just to the threat response module. And this is really all they need because they can actually work directly here and ask the same questions through enterprise hunting and then also execute any of these questions here. And the next time we get together, I will be doing a couple examples of how to actually look up the hash of that specific file and how we can perform an enterprise-wide search for it.
Well, Paul, thank you for this introduction. Really still just getting our feet wet here in threat response. There's so much capability here, and I can imagine for a beginner, it's a bit intimidating to try to figure out learning, especially we have a lot of new people starting in the field. So it's a lot to take in, but that's why we're providing this training here for you on the Gotanium Tech Talks with an expert, Paul Kelly, who's been there, done that for reals out in the real world. So, Paul, thank you for this overview. And what we'll do next time when we come back, like Paul said, is we're going to go a little bit deeper now and talk about how to actually dig in on a machine, do some remediation, and take this to the next level. So, Paul, thank you for this tour so far of threat response. And again, as we wrap up today, don't forget to go out to converge.tanium.com, sign up for Converge, and also sign up to be a speaker. We'd love to hear from you. And then also go out to tanium.com/events and look for the hands-on hunting class. See, we offer those from time to time. I won't guarantee there'll always be one listed there, but go keep an eye on that on a regular basis. And when you can find one, you want to make sure you jump into that training because it's going to give you much more detail on what we covered today. So, Paul, thanks for joining us. And for you, our viewers, thanks for joining us. And stay tuned for part 2. And until then, go Tanium.